Wood Service, and welcome to my YouTube channel. As promised before, for those of you that have seen the video that Phil did, there's going to be a little bit more about my Wolfe Ridge 3500 high output splitter. Just do a quick overview today. Unfortunately, I've got some time constraints. My daughter ended up home on quarantine because unfortunately one of the kids in her class tested positive for COVID. Apologize ahead of time. I live near an Air Force base, so if I take a long pause and all you hear is noise, we've probably got a jet flying over. I'm still working through some technical difficulties on my GoPro, so hopefully I can maybe shoot some splittage of some footage of the press running a little bit later on today. If I can't do that, I'm at the very least going to do a short for one of the features that I opted to go for on this particular splitter. So as I said, this is the Wolfe Ridge 35 high output. I got it in sapphire blue. Just so happens it matches the color of my Power Wagon pretty good. I was pretty stoked about that. So we'll start from front to back. The 35 high output has a collapsible tongue. The high output and the super high output are the only two that do that. So that makes this press or splitter towable from only one end. Now the high output does not come standard with the auxiliary hydraulic fluid cooler. I had this one added from the factory. When I was speaking with Chris, he did tell me that they actually have a retrofit kit to where if you guys buy a high output and don't get it installed in the factory, you can actually drill out the frame and add it afterwards. I opted for it because here in Virginia it gets kind of hot, and my business model, in theory, I'll be working with a lot more tree service wood versus some of the nicer, straighter logs that come out of a forest where they grow up straight and grow up tall. Right. Apologize for the shaky video. Still working on my phone here. I've got the electric start on this one. Some of the other features that I ordered require electric start. For instance, the trailering package and light packages, those require the battery. And I found out that you get a little bit more on the engine, so you get some of your electricity back that you're burning. So the engine's not 100% the same between all the models. Now this one does have the pull start backup, which is pretty standard on all of these. I learned a long time ago it's always nice to have that pull start backup. I used to run four-wheelers and had my battery die me a few times and didn't get stuck in the woods. Now this one does have the welded fenders that come with it. Because I'll be towing this behind my vehicle, I thought fenders were pretty important to have. Now the 35HO does have a Magnum package. One of the options I was really interested in was the auto cycle valve, which you got up here. Two levers, bump them forward. It goes forward until it comes to a complete stop, and then it retracts all the way back on its own. Does have the wedge adjust up and down, and also the log lift. Now on this particular model, the log lift is good for 700 pounds. The wider stance on the trailer allows it to get a little bit more wood. I don't know that I'm ever really going to test that limit. Hopefully I don't have to ever deal with any wood that big. One of the main features that I was interested on when I was looking at different log splitters was the towability on it. Now the 35 HO. Actually, the high outputs, regardless of splitter size or ram size, the high output and the super high output have a leaf spring suspension. And Chris says that it allows you tow up to about 80 miles an hour. I can tell you, when I was coming back from Faith Farms and Equipment, passing some of the vehicles on the highway, I may or may not have tested that speed limit a little bit. If you look under the press there, you've got a foot in the front and a foot in the back here. Now this is not towable from this side, but with this much press, hopefully we wouldn't have to do that, and you just pull it out from where you're at. I do have the optional trailering lights because I will be pulling this down the road, because I am offering a mobile log splitting and wood processing service. Basically, you get a downed tree, or have a tree service company come in, and you don't have the ambition or ability to turn what you already own into firewood, give me a call. I can help you out. You can see on the back here we got a decent sized sorting table. I did opt for the 6-way wedge in addition to the 4-way that comes on it. I don't know if I'm gonna use the 6-way a whole lot. We'll see what kind of wood I deal with. I did find when I was working with Phil that the 4-way is the 4-way is a little bit more universal in terms of application. You can get nice clean wood. Not to say that the 6-way won't do the same thing. You do get a little bit more waste using the 6-way from what I've seen, but both of them did quite well. Now we learned a few things that day. You can see right there is the log lift. Now the new log lifts have a foldable piece, pivots, so that if your foot happens to be under it, you don't crush your toes. Chris did a good job designing these. It's heavy duty. It doesn't budge at all. When you're tossing stuff back and forth. It's got a locking pin, which I don't have engaged right now. You can lock it on either the left or the right. I like it on the right side a little bit better. The teeth he's got on here grab the logs pretty good, but sometimes it makes it a little difficult to maneuver your log. But just drop the lift down a little bit and away you go. I'm trying to make this video in one shot because like I said, I'm a little bit limited on time. Now, one thing I am looking forward to checking out, you guys may or may not have noticed it, these LED lights. Where I live, noise ordinance in the city allows me to work until 7 o'clock at night, and come 7 o'clock, all that small engine noise has to cut down. Being in the Hampton, Newport News, Tidewater, Seven Cities, whatever name you prefer, most of the cities here have the same, roughly the same noise ordinance time cutoff. So that allows me to maximize my work time without having to ask my customers, hey, do you mind if I use your electricity? I don't have to bring extra cords with me to run tower lights or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of light that puts out, and hopefully I can do a little short clip for you guys tonight. Off the top of my head, I really wish I was a little more versed and practiced in doing this, but maybe I can get some of this stuff here split up today at some point, time permitting. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I will answer them as best as I can. If you guys watched the videos that Phil posted, you know, where we appeared to be struggling with the logs a bit, or the splitter didn't seem like it wanted to split the larger, knottier piece of wood. That was more operator error and not the machine. Apparently the auto cycle has about an 18-ton cutoff, so you know, we're using less than half the capacity. You know, Chris ended up contacting us and letting us know, hey, you know, just hold the forward down and it'll build up pressure and it should just bust right through them, you know, even with the 4-way or possibly even the 6-way on there. If you watched some of Chris's videos, he actually has one of these in this color with the 4-way and the 6-way, and he actually ran it the same, you know, both wedges on it at the same time. Obviously it's not recommended, and he makes it plain as day that he doesn't recommend doing that, but it's capable. So any fault in those videos, you know, was on my part, and you know, me being a guy and guys being what they are, you know, I didn't bother to read the instruction manual beforehand. So these videos have gotten a little long. I got to go check on a pizza and my little girl, because she's inside just watching away on YouTube. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.